UFC Vancouver, we got Rainier DeRitter taking on Brendan Allen. I'm going to be breaking down this entire fight card, and I'm going to give you guys my best bets. Without further ado, let's get right into it. First fight of the night, we got in the women's bantamweight division, we got Melissa Croden taking on Tainara Lisboa. Melissa Croden 6-2 in her professional career. Tainara Lisboa 7-3 in her professional career. I'm gonna keep this video a little bit shorter than the other videos. I'm gonna just get right into the picks. Tainara Lisboa, she looked like absolute trash her last fight. Definitely had her locked in and she lost. Looked clunky on the feet. Had no ground game. Got stuck on the bottom and got pretty much just handled by Luana Santos. Tainara Lisboa, she's supposedly two-time world champion in Muay Thai. But if you watched her last fight, you can't fucking tell. Trust me. Her last fight, she looked absolutely terrible. Two-time Muay Thai champion, my fucking ass. Maybe she has not been feeling the same because she's really coming off of a nasty injury. That last fight where she lost, she was out for like 2.5 years, tore her knee apart, had to learn how to walk again. I just don't think that she got it in her right now. She's up there in age. Melissa Croden, she ain't young either, but Melissa Croden, she has more upside, and I think that she can finish Tainara Lisboa. Give me Melissa Croden for the first fight of the night. The next fight on the card is in the men's bantamweight division. We got Cody Gibson taking on Ariki Lang. Cody Gibson 21-11 in his professional career. Ariki Lang 25-12. This is a fight that I recommend nobody bet on. It can go either way. It's a 50-50 fight. Ariki Lang, he's going to have the slight edge in the stand-up. Cody Gibson will have the slight edge in wrestling, but he's got to get the fight down to the ground first. I do think that Cody Gibson can get the fight down to the ground. Can he hold Ariki Lang down? I don't know. Just like I said, this is a fight that I just stay away from. But if I had to pick, I'd choose Cody Gibson. I feel like he'd be able to get the takedowns and just win on the judges' scorecard. On to the next fight. The next fight on the card, we got Stephanie Luciano taking on, what's her name? Ravina Oliveira. Stephanie Luciano 6-2 in her professional career. Ravina Oliveira 7-2 in her professional career. This is in the women's strawweight division. Ravina Oliveira making her UFC debut. Stephanie Luciano, she looks good on the feet. She's scrappy. She pushes the pace. She's got hella dog in her. Ravina Oliveira, I believe she's dropping down in weight. She was fighting at 135. Now she's coming down to 115. So if this fight does even take place, I'm going to be picking Stephanie Luciano. I believe she can get the fight in her favor, I should say. I was going to say get the fight down to the ground, but I'm thinking about another fight. I believe that she can do more on the feet. I believe the takedown defense will be there. It'll hold up. And she'll just beat Ravina Oliveira with sheer volume. Ravina Oliveira did lose to Tainara Lisboa probably a few years ago, but that's when Tainara Lisboa had more fight in her. So I'm not gonna say, oh, that's a terrible loss for the time it was in. But Stephanie Luciano, I believe she is a contender in the UFC. She will be fighting in the top 15 real soon. So that's the pick. On to the next fight. Next fight on the card is in the men's lightweight division. We got Kyle Nelson taking on Matt Frivola. Kyle Nelson, pretty durable. He will wilt as the fight goes on, though. And Matt Frivola, he got that dog in him. He pushes that pace, that pressure. Kyle Nelson actually moving up in weight for this fight too. So that's something that we got to take into extreme consideration because Matt Frivola's been fighting bigger fighters. Even though Kyle Nelson's slightly taller than Matt Frivola, I think Matt Frivola will have the edge in physicality and just sheer power. Somebody's getting put out in this fight. The best bet for this fight is for it to not go the distance. But if I had to lock in somebody for the night, give me Matt Frivola to get it done. Next fight on the card is in the men's lightweight division. We got Drew Dober taking on Kyle Prepolek. Drew Dober, durable guy, UFC veteran. Kyle Prepolek just made his UFC debut this year against Benoit Saint-Denis in a short notice replacement fight where Benoit Saint-Denis completely dominated him everywhere the fight went. He's not gonna have to worry about the takedown threat though here with Drew Dober. Drew Dober is a very high, heavy favorite in this fight, and this is a fight that I won't be betting on, just for the simple fact that Drew Dober's the odd lines on him are just too ridiculous, and I can see that being a parlay buster for anybody who wants to parlay Drew Dober. Drew Dober should get it done though. Kyle Prepelec, not UFC caliber. Just put it that way. Kyle Prepelec's not UFC caliber. Drew Dober's fought real dogs in the UFC, beat real good names in the UFC. Kyle Prepelec has fought no one to the caliber of Drew Dober besides Benoit Saint-Denis. So obviously the pick is going to be Drew Dober, and I don't believe that this fight will go the distance. So if you want to play it on the safer side, just take that bet. On to the next one. The next fight on the card is in the men's bantamweight division. We got Charles Jourdain taking on Davy Grant. Charles Jourdain 16-8 in his professional career. Davy Grant 15-7 in his professional career. This is another fight that you might want to stay away from because it is more 50-50 than the odds suggest. Davy Grant is like the ultimate gatekeeper at bantamweight. He's coming off that win over Damon Blackshear. And I believe Damon Blackshear would give Charles Jourdain a lot of problems as well. Charles Jourdain, very good striker, likes to fight from the outside, kicks, punches, knees, teeps, low leg kicks. Scrappy dude, you shoot in for him, he can submit you, ring up the neck with a Americana, front bulldog choke. Charles Jourdain's got some pretty good chokes in his repertoire. Davy Grant, good, tough, chiseled veteran. I mean, in your face from the time the fight starts to the time the fight ends. Good cardio, doesn't wilt. This is going to be a good fight, man. I'm honestly torn. Charles Jourdain is the favorite, but Davy Grant has literally been the underdog in so many fights, and he's just been literally running through people. So I can't bet against Davy Grant at this point. I'm just sorry. The last time I bet against him, Damon Blackshear lost to him, and that blew up my parlay. So I'm gonna take Davy Grant here. I think that he will have more dog in him. Charles Jourdain is good though, so I can see this fight going either way. We got to take into consideration that it is in Vancouver. Charles Jourdain from that side of the world. So if this fight goes to the decision, I can see Charles Jourdain getting his hand raised as well. So yeah. I'm going to take Davy Grant for the underdog, but like I said, just don't bet this fight. Stay away from it because it could go either way. Next fight on the card is in the men's middleweight division. We got Danny Barlow taking on DeJordan Santos. Danny Barlow 9-1 in his professional career. DeJordan Santos 10-2 in his professional career. I'm solely going based off of these two's last fight on this one. Danny Barlow, he ended up getting knocked out by Sam Patterson. But what we're learning about Sam Patterson got that dog in him, and he'll beat your ass if you know what I'm saying, if it come down to it. So I'm not really gonna hold that knockout loss too heavy on him, because DeJordan Santos is just not good. I'm sorry. He lost a split decision to Ozzy Diaz in his UFC debut. And then on the Contender Series, I believe that he went to a unanimous decision with a guy. Big, plotty, move forward type of volume puncher, but his punches can get him fucked up. And Danny Barlow got a left hand from hell. I mean, well, his nickname is Left Hand from God. So shit, there you go. I think Danny Barlow can get the job done. I don't think that this fight will go the distance either. And I just see Danny Barlow having the more precision in the engages and in the exchanges when it comes down to mixed martial arts and possibly putting Jordan Santos away. So Danny Barlow is to pick. On to the next fight. The next fight on the card is in the men's flyweight division. We got Bruno Silva taking on Young Sung Park. Bruno Silva 14-7 in his professional career. Young Sung Park 10-1 in his professional career. Bruno Silva coming off back-to-back TKO losses to Josh Van and Manel Kopp. When the fight extends, Bruno Silva just loses on the cards, man. He just loses his position in the fight. He just starts to, I'm not even gonna say he just starts to slow. His opponents just start to pick it up, and Bruno Silva is playing catch up, and he just can't catch up. Young Sung Park coming off that loss to Tatsuro Taira, where he was dropped and then he got submitted in the first round. But that's Tatsuro Taira. Tatsuro Taira will literally demolish Bruno Silva 10 times out of 10. So I'm not really going to hold that loss too heavy above Young Sung Park's head. And the same with Bruno Silva. I'm not going to hold him losing to Manel Cap and him losing to Joshua Van too high above him, because those are two really good fighters. But I think that Young Sung Park, being the younger fighter, he can get the job done. He's good on the feet. He's good on the ground. I believe he'll be able to get Bruno Silva down to the ground and possibly submit him. But Young Sung Park, he knocks people out. Now, obviously, he hasn't fought the best of competition. He hasn't fought competition that Bruno Silva has fought. But, you know, he fought Tatsuro Taira, and that was his last fight, the biggest name that he had to date. But Bruno Silva just passed his time, man. He ain't got that same pep in his step. Like I said, he's constantly playing catch up in these fights, and he just cannot catch up. So go ahead and give me Young Sung Park to get the job done. On to the next fight. The next fight on the card, we got Kevin Holland taking on Mike Malott. Kevin Holland 28-14 in his professional career. Mike Malott 12-2 in his professional career. Kevin Holland coming off that loss. Coming off that loss to fucking Daniel Rodriguez.
How? How you? I'm saying, how? Like, talk to me, bro.
Wasn't a good look at all, man. Kevin Holland being a huge favorite in that fight. He looked good. He almost finished Daniel Rodriguez, and then Daniel Rodriguez almost finished him. Yeah, Kevin Holland, man, he has the potential to be really, really fucking good, but he just, I mean, it's a job for him. Like, he just goes to work. He he kind of treat this shit like I treat my job. Wake up like, fuck, I gotta go to work, but I gotta get this money type shit. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna side with Mike Malott. You can't bet on Kevin Holland, man. Mike Malott coming off that nice nasty knockout over Charlie Radke just about 4 months ago. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the crowd favorite, the hometown guy, and Mike Malott. Kevin Holland, he does have a chance to get this. He does have the chance to get this W. Don't get me wrong, Kevin Holland. That's the thing about Kevin Holland. He's too fucking unpredictable. You feel me? Like, so this is a fight I'm not gonna bet on. Kevin Holland's too unpredictable. He could pull some shit out of his ass. But I bet you right now, if I lock him in a bet, he'll lose. But if I don't lock him in a bet, he'll win. So I'm gonna stay the fuck away from this one. But if I had to pick, I'm gonna pick Mike Malott. Next fight on the card is in the men's bantamweight division. We got Marlon Vera taking on Amin Zahabi. Marlon Vera 23-10 in his professional career. Amin Zahabi 13-2 in his professional career. Marlon Vera coming off back-to-back losses. I believe he's coming off back-to-back losses where he just looked like absolute dog shit. Yep, back-to-back losses to Sean O'Malley, Davison Figueiredo. Yeah, he has a hard time getting it going. He literally picks up the pace in the third round, last 30 seconds of it. I can't bet on Marlon Vera no fucking more. Yeah, he burned me twice. The last two times I've bet on him. So I'm staying away from Marlon Vera. I believe Amin Zahabi, coming off that win over Jose Aldo, will get the job done. He showed a lot of good recovery in that fight. Jose Aldo almost had him out of there, but Amin Zahabi, he gutted it out. That motherfucker survived. He's like a fucking roach of the bantamweight division. I don't know how Jose Aldo didn't fucking kill him that night, but somehow Amin Zahabi squirmed his way to a victory. It was in Canada too, so it was biased. Don't get me wrong, it was biased, but you know, rewatching that fight, I give Amin Zahabi to win. Even though Jose Aldo had the better of the sequence with the finish, with the almost finish, Amin Zahabi like dominated him for like the last fucking round. So can't take that away from him. Chito Vera too fucking slow, past his time, was never really that good. Only beat fucking people on their way out of the UFC like fucking Frankie Edgar and shit. And that's probably like the last knockout that he got. No, Dominic Cruz was his last knockout. My bad, Dominic Cruz. Yeah, Chito Vera's past his prime, man. He's just not good anymore. Too slow of a starter. Give me Amin Zahabi to get the job done. On to the next fight. Next fight on the card is in the men's middleweight division. We got Azamat Bekoyev taking on Yusuri Belgori. Azamat Bekoyev coming off that nice dominant win over Ryan Loder. And then Yusuri Belgari making his official UFC debut. Won on the Contender Series. His fight was boring as fuck. I think he fought on the Contender Series twice, I believe. The first time he fought on the Contender Series, the fight was boring as fuck, and he didn't get a contract, I believe. Let me see. No, actually, the first time he fought on the Contender Series, yeah, he lost the unanimous decision to Marco Tulio, and then he fought on the Contender Series again and won via round 3 knockout. Even in that fight where he scored the knockout, it was a boring fucking fight. He looked fucking out of place. Just let's be honest. He's a former Glory kickboxer stepping into the MMA pool, training with Alex Pereira, but he's not Alex Pereira. Nowhere near close to Alex Pereira. I mean, I was watching Yusuri Belgori fighting Glory way before his UFC debut, and 9 times out of 10, depending on who he's fighting, I knew he was going to lose. This is another fight I just know he's going to lose. Azamat Bekoyev going to have the wrestling advantage. He's going to have the power in the striking. Azamat Bekoyev is 20-3. Yusuri Belgori is 8-3. Yusuri Belgori is fucking green. We don't take no green ass people over here. So we're gonna stick with Azamat Bekoyev to get the job done. I believe he can knock out or submit Yusuri Belgori before the fight hits the second round, or before the fight hits the third round. I'm gonna play a little smarter. So yeah, this fight does not go the distance, but give me Azamat Bekoyev to get the job done. On to the next fight. Next fight on the card is the co-main event. And honestly, this one is tough. I'm not going to lie. This one's tough. We got Manon Fiorot taking on Jasmine Jasudavicius. Manon Fiorot, 12-2 in her professional career. Jasmine Jasudavicius, 14-3 in her professional career. Manon Fiorot coming off that loss in her title fight against who she fought? She lost to fucking wow. This is really Shevchenko. Yeah, she lost to Valentina Shevchenko. She got dropped a few times in that fight by Valentina Shevchenko. Got out wrestled a few times by Valentina Shevchenko. And Manon Fiorot, she is good on the feet. So to see her, well, Valentina Shevchenko is a much, much more decorated fighter on the feet. I mean, Muay Thai champion, like a real Muay Thai champion, not Tainar or Lisboa, who actually did fight Valentina Shevchenko back in their Muay Thai scene, and Valentina Shevchenko beat her. But yeah, Manon Fiorot, powerful, strong, durable. She has really good takedown defense, and but her getting taken down by Valentina Shevchenko, I'm not gonna say that draws red flags, because Valentina Shevchenko, she's obviously the fucking champion, so she's well rounded, but she's not known as a wrestler or grappler. You feel me? I mean, she's got submission wins on a record, but it's not a standout wrestler like you got across from you on Saturday in Jasmine Jasudavicius. Jasmine Jasudavicius, she pushes a fucking pace. She likes to mix in her takedowns with setting up her hands. She likes to get that body clinch, and she likes to drag the fight down to the ground. She's a pressure wrestler. You feel me? She's a pressure wrestler, and she brings a heavy based wrestling pace, and it can wear down on women's gas tanks. Now, if you're betting the side of Jasmine Jasudavicius, you're betting for her to be able to land those takedowns and control Manon Fiorot. And if you're betting the side of Manon Fiorot, you're betting Manon Fiorot to be able to stuff the takedowns and piece Jasmine Jasudavicius up on the feet, which can be done. We've seen Natalia Silva, I mean, just completely outclass Jasmine Jasudavicius on her feet, beat her fucking 30-27 just about every round, just completely dominated her. Jasmine Jasudavicius could not get a single takedown. I don't think Manon Fiorot is gonna have that level of physical or level of athleticism like a Natalia Silva does, who I love, by the way. I can't wait for her to become champion. Gonna shake the division up. Yeah, but we'll talk about that when we get there. So Manon Fiorot, can she stop the takedowns? Fuck. This is a tough fight to pick, man. She got taken down by Valentina a few times in that fight, and Jasmine Jasudavicius, she's a much better wrestler. Manon Fiorot can win on the feet, though. I mean, we saw the fight with her and Aaron Blanchfield, where she just pieced up Aaron Blanchfield. And Aaron Blanchfield couldn't get the fight down to the ground, and Aaron Blanchfield is a really good wrestler, but I don't know if Aaron Blanchfield is on the level of Jasmine Jasudavicius in wrestling. To be honest, that's Jasmine Jasudavicius. She's tough. They're like neck and neck. Yeah, they're like neck and neck. So, with that being said, I'm going to slightly lean. Damn, I really don't know. This one's got me stuck. I want to say slight lean Manon Farrow, but at the same time, Jasmine Jasudavicius, she got upside. She's surging right now, and I can see her getting it done. Okay, bet. The best bet, I got it right now. This bet is going to hit. The best bet for this fight is to take Jasmine Jasudavicius at plus 3.5, meaning all she got to do is win one round and that bet cashes. You feel me? Or if she wins the fight, the bet cashes regardless. I do see this fight going the distance, and I believe wholeheartedly that Jasmine Jasudavicius can win at least one round, if not win the fight. So that's the pick. I'm going to take the over or the plus 3.5 for Jasmine Jasudavicius to get it done. On to the next fight. Now we are at the main event of the evening. We got Reinier de Ridder taking on Brendan Allen. Reinier de Ridder 21-2 in his professional career. Brendan Allen 25-7 in his professional career. Since Reinier de Ridder made his UFC debut, he's been on a fucking streak. Four fight win streak for Reinier de Ridder with wins over the likes of Gerald Meerschaert, Kevin Holland, Bo Nickel, and Robert Whitaker. Brendan Allen, he's coming off that win over Marvin Vettori, but before he won that fight with Marvin Vettori, he was on a 2-fight losing streak, losing to Nasruddin Imavov and Anthony Hernandez, which, can't fault for that. Those are really, really good fighters in the division. Brendan Allen, good grappler. He's going to have a slight edge in striking, but Reinier de Ridder, he's got that awkward, clunky-ass striking where he just makes shit work for him. He likes to throw a lot of knees to the body up the middle. As soon as you shoot in or as soon as you advance in on him, try to cut that trying to create less distance, and you're trying to get in on him, he'll just throw that knee up, hit you in your solar plexus, fuck you up, just start zapping the energy out of you with that. I can see him having a lot of success here by doing that. I can see Brendan Allen being aggressive I see Brendan Allen being aggressive for the first 2.5 minutes, or not the first 2.5 minutes, the first 2.5 rounds. I see Brendan Allen being pretty aggressive, and I see Reinier de Ridder just constantly walking him down. Let's just be real. Reinier de Ridder walks motherfuckers down. He gonna walk Brendan Allen down, and I believe that he'll be able to get the TKO/sub on Brendan Allen. I don't think this fight goes the distance. Brendan Allen ain't no 5-round fighter. You feel me? I don't know when the last time he had a 5-round fight was with Martin Vettori, and he obviously won that fight. But it is what it is. He's not fighting Marvin Vettori here. He's fighting fucking Reinier de Ridder, and I believe Reinier de Ridder can get Brendan Allen out of there. So give me RDR to get the job done and solidify his place in the middleweight division as he ascends to the top. And once he wins this fight, he will fight for the title against Khamzat Chimaev, and we'll have predictions on that when that fight takes place too. And until then, we're gonna focus on this fight card. So yeah, Reinier de Ridder is the pick. Now I'll be giving you guys my top 5 locks of this fight card. First lock of the night, give me Melissa Croden over Tainara Lisboa any day, twice on a Sunday if I had to. Give me Stephanie Luciano to be Ravina Oliveira. That's 2. I'll take Nelson and Frivola to not go the distance. That's 3. I will take Young Sung Park over Bruno Silva. That's 4. And give me Bekoyev. Yep, give me Bekoyev. And that's 5. So we got Melissa Croden beating Tainara Lisboa. We got Stephanie Luciano beating Ravina Oliveira. We got the Frivola Nelson fight to not go the distance. We got Young Sung Park over Bruno Silva, and we got Azamat Bekoyev to fucking murder Yusuri Belgori. This Saturday, UFC Vancouver is going down. I'll see you guys then. Let's go.
How we win, we game plan, we use our fight IQ, and we beat motherfuckers up. Anyone else got any questions?